Welcome back to the JB podcast, where we talk about mindset and making better choices in life. In today's episode, I'm joined by Jamie Pickett, also known as the Nightwolf. We talk about UFC fighter pay, dealing with pressure, and what it takes to stay focused to make positive decisions. Before we start, we had an issue with the video, so this episode is unfortunately audio only. Let's get into it. And we are now live. Jamie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you for having me.
So we'll start off with the first question. For the people listening, tell them a little bit about your background and your journey to where you are now.
Well, I mean, it's been kind of, I say it's not really a secret. I think people pretty much know, but I'll say it again. I come from country, tobacco fields, working in tobacco fields my whole life. Um, getting in trouble all the time. A lot of street activities growing up. A lot of friends gone. Mom not being around when I was younger. Uh, Dad, he was around, but he was in and out, but he's around. Um, I grew up. My grandparents raised me. Um, it's a lot of dark things happened in my childhood, but going into the UFC, I mean, to get there was probably I think I took the hardest road to get to the UFC. I was been fighting since I was 18, and I was like in and out of trouble, so I couldn't like stay on the right path. So I was like, do good, get in trouble, be hanging out, lose a fight, get he's just same stuff. And finally got serious about it. I started training with Derek Brunson, and then John Salter came, and John Salter pretty much became my coach. And Derek went and started his own gym that I had David Mejia and Carlos as like my coaches. But pretty much my whole career, I went without a coach. Even in the UFC, I was like, no coach, no like main coach until Carlos came halfway through my UFC career. I was not being trained by anybody. It's pretty much just like going from gym to gym, training. My home gym became Salty Dog when John opened his, but that was just for like jiu-jitsu and sparring. Didn't have like a main coach. And I was driving the 18 wheels the whole time, um, fighting my daughter's mom in court at the same time. Uh, I won that battle. Now she's with me all the time. So I got to UFC. I was just like, man, well, I was pretty burnt out, man. Just hard road. Even though I went to UFC, my first fight in UFC, I went in with no coach. My manager cornered me. I didn't have no coach. My manager had to corner me because of COVID. COVID took my kickboxing coach out. So that's the only person I had was my sister's husband who held pass for me. So all he did was just hold pass for me. So no coach I had the whole time. So when I came in the fight, the UFC, you know, they you know, they took my coach because of COVID. He tested positive for COVID. So that was happening. But whatever. I stayed in it.
Did you think that had an effect, like a knock-on effect, obviously, because you had no coach in the corner, on just like how like your preparation was for that fight week? Did it have like a proper, do you know what I mean? Did it throw you off a little bit? Because obviously you're used to having these people in your circle that are gonna, direct you, and obviously a coach is very important for that to then not be there for you. Do you feel like it had any impact at all?
It did. It was a heavy impact on me, like constantly having to train when I could get training. Like nobody there to like. I remember being on the ground when I was fighting. I got taken down, and I remember hearing the other guy's coach walking them through everything he was seeing, and nobody was saying anything for me. I'm just going. I'm just going to be going. I'm training. I'm by myself. I got teammates and stuff, but nobody there to like coach me through the hard parts of the fight on the ground or the wrestling part. Everybody know I have the stand up part, and I can wrestle and I have good. I'm black belt in jiu-jitsu, but when you have somebody there coaching you through every segment of the fight, it's a big deal. I didn't have that. and I never bitched about it. I never complained about it. It's just like whatever. So it was hard, man. It affected me a lot, but I mean, hey, it's
Yeah,
life.
because you've got that person on the outside being able to communicate with you like directly whilst you're in there competing, who's seeing it from a different perspective. Obviously, you're in the fire, throwing hands, doing what you got to do, and then there's kind of no one there to maybe communicate in a way with you that you understand, right? Because everyone communicates slightly differently. If you've got that coach who understands, it's like, oh, boom, like let's
Right,
go.
right. And David was, my pad holder, and he's like a coach, but he didn't know what I was good at, and he didn't know when I was in trouble because he didn't train me every day. He only held pads for me like twice a week. So he wasn't there when I'm on the ground. He's not there when I'm wrestling. He's not there when I'm sparring. So he don't know when I'm in trouble. He don't know when I'm uncomfortable. He don't know when I'm doing my best. He's just coaching what he can see. So it's hard. It was very hard.
Talking sort of about your past, obviously you moved in when you got into the UFC. Did you have to let people kind of go from your past at all?
Yeah.
Because you knew that, maybe they were pulling you into things that you don't necessarily want to be involved in anymore because it's not bettering you.
Yeah. A few of my friends are dead. I had a few of them that's in prison. One of them's in jail right now. Still doing stupid stuff, and I had to distance myself between me and everybody who was around him, and just get away from that lifestyle. They never grew up. I love them all, but they never grew up. They're still doing dumb stuff. They're still at parts of gangs. I'm like, bro, you 30 some years old talking about some a color. Like, you got kids that need food. You talking some he better not be wearing the wrong color in your neighborhood. Like what, bro? Like what? Y'all still fighting about that at 30 some years old? So they fight about the most ignorant things like color, and everybody wants to be a drug dealer. And I'm like, how you all gonna be a drug dealer? This town ain't but so big. All y'all can't sell drugs now. Somebody gotta be, you know what I'm saying? They all trying to sell drugs. You all can't be a drug dealer. So I knew I wasn't gonna do that. So I had to get away from these people. But at the same time, they love me though. They all like respect me enough to like, okay, I understand, like we're gonna fall back. Go do your thing, we're gonna be here.
Mm.
And they never like try to get me to, come do anything like that. But they definitely in prison now. One doing 15 years, one doing 39 years, another one's doing 21 years or something like that.
Wow.
So, well, I won't see them until I'm old.
Yeah. Did you find that quite difficult to do to like step away from those people?
No, I didn't want any parts of what they were doing. Like, I had a friend now that's doing a lot of years in prison right now. Um, I buy his kids' school clothes. All of my friends that are in prison, I help their kids with their school clothes and their Christmas and stuff like that. And I had a friend call me from prison. I was like, "Hey man, my mom told me you've been buying my kids school clothes and Christmas stuff." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't they? She got help. Don't give her the money. Send the money to me." And I was like, "What?"
Mm.
So I just blocked them, and I just don't talk to them like at all no more. Because I mean, I have no respect for it.
Yeah, I mean that's almost a hard thing to deal with as well, isn't it? Because like, obviously they're your friend, but then you're like providing clothes for his kids, which is a great thing to do, and you'd think he would respect that. But then he's like, "Oh, send the money to me," and it's kind of like your priorities are all over the place, man. Like they're in the wrong places.
Yeah, it was. I could. I was like, "What?" I just on the phone like, "Are you serious?" They're like, "Just like this joke." He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm having a hard time in here, man. Like getting compensaries for that. Uh, my mom can't do both, but you already handling my kid. Like, just don't give it to her. She can handle my kid. Just send the money to me, cause she ain't sending me much." I was like, "Yeah, it's just nothing I can be cool with. I'm just
Yeah, it's
nah."
crazy. What advice would you give to sort of young people who are maybe going about that life and maybe they don't see a way out or see a better path for themselves? Like, what advice could you maybe give? Because obviously you mentioned like, your mum and dad, and touched on that just like for a split second. Probably touch on that a little bit more in a minute. But there's obviously people that are going through the same situations. Like, what advice would you give them?
My advice to like any young person that's trying to figure out if they want to be good or bad, I just tell them like this: I ain't trying to. I'm not going. I can tell you that you need to change. You shouldn't do it, but you're a grown person. You make your own decision. So I tell them like this: whatever decision you make, whether you want to be a gangster, drug dealer, a lawyer, a principal, teacher, whatever you want to do, fighter, athlete, football, whatever decision you make, put all of it into it. If you want to be a drug dealer, be the best drug dealer you can be. If that's what you want to do, you can't be halfway in, halfway out in that kind of game. You'll die. So if you want to be a drug dealer, go be it. If you want to be a football player, go be it.
That
You gotta
all
make
or
a decision.
nothing mentality, right?
Yeah. I tell you, I'm gonna tell you, don't be a drug dealer, don't be a gangster. Try to be a doctor, lawyer, principal, teacher, something like that. Nurse. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Athlete. But if you don't want to do that, you want to be a gangster, you better go all in.
That's I don't know. Like, I've never understood that mentality, I suppose, of like people that gravitate towards that. But I guess maybe that's just all they know and all they have.
That's what they think they have, right? That's what they know, and they think that's all they can get. That's the attention. Most people, man or female, they look for attention. So they're getting attention for being a gangster and stuff. They're gonna keep doing it because they like the high of how it makes it feel when people say, "Dang man, hey, don't mess with him." They like that feeling, or they like the feeling like, "Dang man, that joker, he always got good grades." They like that feeling too. And whatever gives them that high of attention, that's what people gravitate to. So I tell people all the time, I mean, you can do it. You gotta put your all in it.
You
It's
think?
harder
Sorry, go
to
on.
do it's harder to do the right thing, and it's easier to do the wrong thing. So a lot of people in bad situations, they gravitate to the bad things because it's so much easier. It's easy to be a low life. I mean, it's easy. It's hard to go out and be a doctor or be congressman. It's hard to work your way up in those fields, right? It's so much easier to point a gun and shoot.
Do
So
you think that because you touched on that little bit of like almost like credibility and validation that these people want when they're in gangs, or whether it's just like becoming a lawyer, do you think that played a part in your movement with going into like MMA, becoming a black belt in jiu-jitsu, competing in the UFC, because you wanted a part of that validation as well, where people would look at you and go, damn, like this guy's an MMA fighter, he's in the UFC. Like, did that ever play a part in your brain maybe?
yes, that came halfway through. What got me started was um, being hungry. Me and my brothers being hungry and stuff, not feeling people deciding they want to help you rather than wanting to help you. They decide, you know what, nobody's doing it. I'll help this. I'll help them get some food today. But that's it, right? That's what I grew up with, right? So my thing was I wanted to train and fight so I can always have food. I can always eat when I want. That was like my biggest thing. It sounds crazy, but that's literally like my whole thing. I want to be able to eat whatever I want. If I want to go get sushi, I can just go get it. Even now to this day, if I want some kind of food, I'll just get up and go get it. I won't wait for somebody to come. I'm going to go get it because I didn't have that a lot growing up. So I was hell bent on being able to just buy food when I want to. So that's what, and I love to fight. Anyways, I've always loved to fight. I've always been like a ready to go. Fighting has always been fun for me. I've never really been mad when I'm fighting. I'm always like so relieved after a fight. I'm just like, oh, I feel so good, right? So challenging me to a fight was never like, I don't know if I should fight you. I was always like, yeah, let's go. Like, win, lose, or draw, I was gonna do it. But the fact that I was getting paid to do it and I can go eat wherever I want, that was like my favorite part. And then I started noticing people start like, dang man, Jamie, you good, man. You one of the best fighters. I was like, oh, really? Like, then I started getting attention. I was like, oh, okay. And then girls and all kind of stuff comes. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep doing it. But it really started because I wanted to be able to eat whenever I felt like it. That's like the truth.
What do you think about the like UFC pay at the moment? Because obviously there's a lot of talk around it with Conor Ben getting paid 15 million from Zuffa Boxing. Like, I don't really know what the pay structure is like within a UFC contract. It's kind
Well, I
of,
can tell you this.
yeah. What's
I
it
can tell
like?
you this. Yeah, so you, if you don't have a name and you coming in or you got a name with it, most time they're gonna start you out with 12 and 12. 12,000 to show, 12,000 to win. You can get a bonus if you do good, whatever. And most time they'll throw you a little bonus anyways. So you're gonna leave out, if you win the fight, you're gonna leave out about 30 some thousand, right? If you lose, you're gonna leave out about 26,000. And then you gotta pay everybody. Gotta pay people that help you. You gotta pay your manager, you know. Then you gotta pay all the bills that you've accumulated, not working, training for this fight. So by the time you get done with the fight, within about a month, you broke again. Right. So that's why they do that. It keeps the fighters want to fight, 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 fight. Right. When you look at my fights, I had like so many fights in a short amount of time. Oh, you're losing fights. I'm like, yeah, but I'm broke. I gotta fight. I can't even relax and let my body heal. I gotta jump right back into another fight because I had to pay all these bills. I had to pay all these people. So with Conor being getting paid 15 million, who the fuck is Conor being that? I mean, who the fuck am I? But at the same time, no one's paying me 15 million either. Conor Ben ain't did that much to get no damn 15 million. He ain't did enough to get over what, you know, Michael Chandler's getting. He ain't done enough to get over what Dustin Poirier or somebody like TJ Dillashaw or Izzy. He's not done enough for that. These guys have an eye sport and they're not getting paid 15 million. They giving this guy 15 million. He just signed on. And the fighters are broke. The pay structure's messed up. I don't know. But I'm also not the guy writing checks, so I don't know how it go. But I don't know how the boxers are able to get paid all this money. But we can't. Most of us driving Hondas with 3 hubcaps. So
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, they just obviously I think it was like a $7 billion deal or something, and yet the only thing that's
the
really gone up
Paramount
is the only thing that's gone up is the like the prizes, like if you knock someone out basically or whatever.
fight, 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 fight. That's it. Fight, 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 fight. We're not gonna pay you more, but if you fight hard enough, you get a little bit more. That's bro. It's the it's the biggest ripoff ever. You know, I didn't realize how big of a ripoff it was until I got in the UFC. And that's another reason what maybe not even really. I said, I don't even like. It's all I'm getting paid. Like it's just like, damn. I thought I was gonna get paid something. Nah. Then look, and then you win the fight, right? Your pay go up from 12 to 14. You win another fight, it goes up to 16,000. Shows 16,000 win. Then you get to do another contract. You do the contract, negotiate a bigger pay. So you might go up to 18,000. Might. Fuck, I did 3 fights. And I won all three. I went up to 18,000 to show 18,000 to win. And boxing, I mean, a lot of times with these new boxers, they ain't even really hitting each other. They hitting each other, but they ain't getting hit like we getting hit. We getting kicked, punched, slammed, and all kind of stuff. Boxers, I mean, it's smarter to be a boxer. Shoot, the boxers, they got it made. They making the money. And I ain't hating on them, making money. It just sucks that we can't get paid too. That's the only thing. Well, not we, I'm retired, but the fact that, when we were in it, when I was in it, I couldn't, we couldn't get paid like that.
Sit back, brother. You keep cutting your head off when you lean so far forward.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right. I don't mind. I was just thinking how you might look after on the the video, you might be like, "Damn, this guy cut my head off." Have you
Yes.
have you not thought about sort of like coaching wise or anything like that? Like where do you stand on that? Are you doing bits in like local gyms, or are you coaching any up and coming MMA fighters?
I've been coaching one, but I don't really coach. I don't make them pay me. I coach people every now and then, but I've not received money from anybody. I haven't asked for money. I never. I don't. I know they ain't got no money. Like they don't have no money to pay me to coach them. So I'll coach them. I got my own business. I'll do all right. So I'll coach them and help them. I got a guy named Zach. He's coming up. I just trained him a while ago. He's doing well. He's a new good. He's a wrestler. I'm teaching him to strike. Jiu-jitsu is pretty good now. It's getting better. But if he decides, I mean, he wants to do it and go big. If he goes big, I'll be there. If he don't want me to be there, I won't be there. But I ain't pushing it.
How quick do you feel like the evolution of MMA has gotten in the last even like 10 years? Because obviously, like back in the day, you had um, sort of like grappling was quite a dominant thing, and now everyone seems to be so much more well-rounded. But I suppose even in like the last 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 years, like there seems to be this like massive jump in quality.
It is, but it was better fights back then. Yeah, better fights. With the T.J. Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz, Faber, Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez, John Jones, GSP, Thiago Alves. Get a bit of fights. You know, Robert Lawler, Nick Diaz. It was better fights. Now, I mean, you, you go through 3 cards, you might get 2 good fights out of it.
Yes,
You don't even hear nobody having like, you'll have a fight like Joanna Jake. The best fight to me the best fight that's ever happened in UFC out of all fights. One of the best fights I say is number one for me is Joanna Jacek versus Jing. What's it? Kim? What's her name? Was it Asian girl?
oh, Jaylee Wang.
Jayleen Wayne. That was the best fight to me. That was
When
the best fight. I was like,
she
everybody
had
was
like
standing up. Yeah, man.
the
And
big
everybody was up.
hemoglobin.
Exactly. And the second best fight to me was Kane. Oh no, it was Hunt versus the big that real big dude from Brazil. Can't remember his name. Heavyweight. They were throwing. And then the third I say is Izzy versus um what's the Mexican fighter name? What's his name? Gaslam. Them
Kelvin
boys,
Gastelum.
Kevin Gaslam. Like people talked about them fights for like a month. Like man, now like you don't hear anybody talking about them fight like that no more. Like they see the fight, yeah, what y'all won. That's it. They don't talk about it no more. They know what fight is just like, whoa, that was a
Yeah, I think the UFC cards have gone. I don't want to say downhill, but
word.
there's like a few exciting fights, big names that the fans really are interested in. That are few and far between now. So I don't
Right.
know.
You got Chamaya waiting a whole year to fight one time. And then he goes in there and hugs you all day, which is interesting to me. I like the way he fights, but for the average fan, they like, the hell is this? They don't want to watch that. Uh who Ilya Taporia is a monster, but I think Max is better. He got more miles on his body now. But I like Ilya too. But they ain't really build nobody. Who they building? Patty? Who they building?
I mean, I like Paddy. Obviously, I'm slightly biased
I like
being over
Patty.
here.
I didn't like Patty until his last fight. His last fight is when I started liking Patty. I said, "Oh, Patty really about that." I like Patty, but who they building? Like who is like somebody they're building is like, oh man,
You've got
Izzy's
obviously
obviously on the way out.
I was going to say because we've most of the stars now are on their way out. I mean, they've just signed
Yes.
Pereira for like 8 new fights apparently, but again, these are like already established stars. It's like who in the sport is up and coming that's like another Conor McGregor or Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. Like these sort of greats are coming towards the end. I suppose you have got Ilya,
Mhm.
like, but that's and Islam maybe.
I mean, Islam doesn't. I don't think is. I mean, Islam's good, but people don't really get that excited about him. I'm not really trying to like. He don't really sell tickets. Like, he's not. He wasn't selling pay views crazy like that.
Mm.
They ain't no smash hit since Connor. They ain't got no Donald Cerrone no more. We ain't got these guys that was knew how to talk the talk and walk the walk. You know.
Are you looking forward to the Netflix card?
What card is that?
The one with Ronda, Gina Carano, Nate, Mike Perry.
Yeah, I'm there just so I can look at Gina Carano. I don't care about that. I want to see Carano walk around. Whatever she's doing, I'm interested in. But I mean, again, no offense to these fighters, but they're in their 40s, man. They're like old, and
So
Nate is always good fun to watch. You gotta respect Nate Diaz. I like Nate. I think Perry's gonna get he's gonna get a beating, but I like Perry. Platinum Perry I mean, he's a monster too, though. But I don't see him beating Nate.
do you think so what's like your because obviously with your childhood you grew up with your grandparents. What influence did they have on you? Did you like pick up anything on them? Have they like taught you anything? Like obviously they did, but is there anything that in particular stands out for you that you kind of reflect on now and go, I'm glad I picked up on that and implemented that in my own life?
Yes, I have. It's a few things in my. I say drive. I say drive. I say drive. I got that. I needed like a determination drive. Mm, man, I learned that I needed like discipline. I didn't have good discipline at first. Didn't
Mm.
have good discipline. I learned that from like being around people like Joe Selecki, John Salter, being around those guys and just seeing them grind and put in the work and being on time and stuff like that, which I didn't do at first. Wasn't doing it at first. I was kind of like just by myself. Um, and that helped me all around, like throughout, just not just MMA, but life as itself, like just being more driven and disciplined.
Yeah, I suppose you're around those people who also have like a different mentality, right? As you like know nowadays, when you like you've got a daughter yourself and stuff like that. Even like kids, teenagers, they've just got such a different like mentality, and you're almost trying to like give them your knowledge, your discipline, and also lead by example as a role model. And then I look at like my nan and granddad a long time ago. They were like always working, never really moaned about much, just got on with it. And I just look and go, okay, that's what it's about: discipline, providing, doing what you say you're going to do, and moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to learn. I mean, if you don't grow up with it, it's not fun playing catch up. You know, it's not fun playing catch up if you don't have a dad around to teach you all these things, and then somebody you gonna get a hard lesson in the real world, and then you find out how far these things go in life if you don't have it. And that's a lot of people's problems too. They don't understand being gracious, courteous, um, having drive, having your own determination of doing something, discipline, to be on time and present. They don't have all these things, and they come in the real world and they get a harsh reality. They're burning bridges without even knowing they're burning bridges.
What was your biggest turning point for you? Like, was there just like this moment, this click where you just thought to yourself, like, I don't want to be a part of, like, those two paths, the good, the bad, where you were standing sort of in the middle and you could have made that decision to go there, but something went on that kind of pushed you in that other direction?
The day my grandma was crying, looking at me, telling me, "Why don't you just do the right thing?" My grandma just crying, just seeing the woman who raised me cry. I know that I'm the reason why she's crying
Mm.
because I'm constantly getting in trouble. I'm constantly messing up, and she's having to argue with me all the time. Kind of like that. That was definitely one of the turning points. Like, dang, like my mess up, my f ups are really, my fuck ups are really impacting this much. Like it's I got the woman I love the most in life is like crying because of my actions.
It's
So
it's such a, I don't want to say it's like a small thing, but like just even that can have such an emotional impact to make you change. Some people obviously say, oh well, when my friend got shot or whatever, like it can be some extremities, but there is also just that moment, like you say, where you've had enough of like putting a person that you care about through this emotions and these emotions when
yeah,
it's not even their fault.
yeah. Like I had a turning point of like stop doing what I was doing in the streets when my best friend was killed. And like carrying his casket, that like really like, oh shoot, I had to chill out. I'm gonna be here next, right? So that made me change as far as that part. But to go on the like real straight and narrow of like being disciplined and going after what I need to do and stop making these little small bad decisions was seeing my grandma cry. And I was like, all right, I gotta be all the way in. I can't just be stop doing the criminal stuff, but then still being late to practice, still not showing up 3 days out of the week for training, going to the bar, clubbing all night with this girl, that girl, this girl, that girl, getting in little troubles, get little street fights, that little stuff. And then my grandma was just tired, like, I'm tired of couldn't get you out of jail. I'm kind of like, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm put all my focus on fighting.
So how did you deal with sort of like pressure? And when I say that, I mean the pressures of life, but also the pressures of competing. Are they similar? Like some people say pressure is just pressure, but obviously circumstances, in my opinion, can dictate sort of the level of pressure. But do you have like a sort of a solution for yourself personally when dealing with pressure?
Um, Pressure was real when I got the UFC, man. That was the UFC is a different kind of pressure. Derek Brunson told me one time. One time we was sparring, and I was piecing his ass up on the feet. I was fucking him up on the feet, and he was. I guess that day he was just trying not to take me down. He was like, "I'm not gonna wrestle. I'm just gonna stand up." And stand up is not his strength. Stand up is my strength. So I was definitely winning that day, and I was kind of like feeling myself. And he told me he's like, remember this is sparring. He's like, in the UFC, it wouldn't be like that. That's what you mean. He said, it ain't just my skills of wrestling you got to worry about. He's like, it's the pressure of the crowd. He's like, and the fact that that fighter wants it just as bad as you do, if not more. He's coming at you the entire time. I was like, and you got people yelling and talking junk to you. You got a lot of stuff going on. He's like, and here it's just quiet, just me and you. I was like, oh, he just mad because I put hands on him a little bit, right? I mean, my first fight in the UFC, I was like, oh shit. It was just, I was like, what in the hell? People yelling, screaming, you gonna lose, you suck, you get knocked the fuck out. I was like, bro, we ain't even started fighting yet. So I had that in like little shows, but the UFC is way different. You got these big fucking cameras they got shooting in. I guess like 8 cameras. There's another camera up in the sky. It's like so many cameras. and everybody's like yelling. It's so much pressure. Then the fighter is staring you down. He's coming at you the entire time. And I was having a hard time dealing with that at first. I had to get like a had to go talk to somebody about it. Like I was like, bro, this is way different. But after a while, I didn't care. It was like, all right, I'm used to it now.
How did the talking like help you? Was there anything in particular they gave you, like maybe a technique or anything that helped to minimize the amount of stress? Because I'd speak like personally from my experience of like how I think I'd be. I might just run a mile. Like I could just be standing in there. All these people are screaming, cameras are going on. I'm looking at the person on the other side who probably wants to absolutely destroy my face, and I'm thinking, this your fight or flight almost, but there's also that pressure where you're like, how I'd probably just throw up. I'd be like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? I can't handle this. So I'm just wondering, like, what made the switch for you? Obviously, you weren't on that extremity, but like, was there a technique that you could implement on the day that helped you to reduce the amount of pressure you was feeling?
Just we talked about what is the happiest time of my life. Like you need to think about that. Think about that. Think visualize yourself winning. Just to understand, go ahead and get it in your mind. Like this is going to happen. Like all this is going to happen. You're gonna have to deal with it. So all this is going to happen. Think about things your best moment in life. And think of visualizing you doing what you're training yourself to do. Just visualize it and think about winning. Don't worry about the crowd. Just focus on the fight. And it's like just get come to terms that this is going to happen.
Mm.
So and I did. I mean, it happens in there, man. Like you can go in there with whatever game plan you want. Like Tyson, right? Everybody got a plan until you get hit. Yeah, goddamn ears start ringing because it's shit hurt.
I had a little spar with like someone that's local to me. They were they were on like the Bellator scene. Now they're on the Cage Warriors scene. And I remember putting on some gloves, and he was like, "Yeah, just be a little smart, like a little spar on that." As soon as he jabbed me in the head, all I wanted to do was hug him. I was just like, "I just want to hug you, so you can't hit me as hard." And then
Right.
that was it. That's all I had. And he's like throwing me on the floor, and I was just like, oh, I feel like a child right now. It's not great.
Right. It's rough, man. Whenever it's I remember me and Derek Brunson spar one day. The first time we ever sparred, and I was like, all right, I'm about to. In my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm about to spar Derek Brunson. It's my first time fighting a UFC athlete. Like, I'm gonna work his ass over. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna show him what I could do. Man, that Joker looked like a black plane. My arms went out like that. He went low to the ground. I'm like, what the hell he doing? I'm gonna uppercut him. By the time I went like this, he was on my legs, and I just remember my body lifting up in the air, and the ground was just moving fast. I feel like I was riding like some kind of damn dark horse. Motherfuckers ran across the whole room, slamming against the wall, and just start drilling me. Bow, bow, bow. All I could do was just cover up and just turn over. And I was just like, when the round was over, I was tired. He was walking around talking to people. I was like, well, what the hell? I was like, all right, okay. I can't do this. And then I came back the next day and kept coming back. And after a while, he couldn't do that no more. But that first day was worth it call.
What was what was preparation like for you? Like, did you find it challenging? Weight cutting? What's your opinions on weight cuts as well? Like, do you think there's maybe a need for closer weight brackets, or do you think weight cutting should just be kind of eliminated? It's what's your
I
take on
didn't
all
have a
that?
dietitian. I was doing stuff like reading. I had friends telling me stuff. I ain't never. I was cutting weight just by just the hard way. Really, I would run to cut my weight, and it sucked, man. I walk around 230, 235, 230, and cut down to 185. And people used to be like, man, how big are you? And I walk in and I get on the scale. Everybody like, God. I'm like, bro, they need another weight class. They need a 195 weight class. That's where I'd be at. 195, 200. That they need that. They need that weight class, but they need more weight classes. It's not enough.
I agree. I think you're getting a lot of, you were seeing it maybe not more and more, but there definitely is a few more times where people have cut weight and they're literally like collapsing on the stage, and I'm thinking you're probably taking like a few years off of your life by doing that. And I just, there's an easier solution, right? Like if you want to do weight cutting, obviously just more brackets, or just eliminate it and people just fight at their natural weights, and you kind of see probably the best of someone. I don't know, because obviously walking around weight, you're not like fully training and at your like peak fitness level. So I suppose maybe there should be. I don't know. It's that balance, isn't it?
Yeah. Whew, I don't have the answer to that. I would say more weight class. If they had more weight classes, man, that'd be a lot better. But I don't see the UFC doing that, man. I really don't. They need it. They need it. I don't see them having more weight classes. I wish they did, but I was there.
Hmm.
Now I don't care, but when I was there, I wish they had just one more weight class, just for me, just one.
What do you think? What's one thing sort of you would like to see the UFC change or implement for the benefit of fighters, even though you're not there anymore, obviously? Um, what would have been one thing that you would have liked to have sort of seen there, that maybe it's like healthcare or something? I don't know, more money.
Healthcare, more money. That's the number one things right there. Healthcare, more money.
Nice and simple.
Yes.
I don't understand how they don't provide it. Do you know what I mean? It's like the most ludicrous thing. You're in a sport where you're literally getting, there's leg breaks, arm breaks, concussions, um, you name it, and yet you're
Right.
underpaid.
That's really
And
fun. I've had probably 10 or 12 concussions. So it's probably more than that. I don't know. Can't remember, but it's a lot. And no healthcare. It's no like, but we signed up for it. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I don't like a few things, and a lot of things irritate me about how the UFC does things, or whatever. But I read a contract and I signed it. So it is what it is. I chose it. You know, I had no choice at that point, but I chose it. So I don't really bitch about it. I just say what I think about it, and no regrets.
what are
No
you
regrets.
what are you doing with yourself now? Like, what's the future looking like for you? What's going on?
I have a I have a cybersecurity company. I have a cybersecurity company. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I'm the boss. So just I just tell people what to do. I'm not good at taking orders. So
I
that's why I was a
find
fighter.
I find that a current characteristic in a lot of people that I've spoken to who sort of have a similar mindset to yours. Um, Most people, they don't like taking instructions from people. They want to do what they want to do. They're happy to control other people, as in, when I say control, obviously employ and get people to work, but they don't want to answer to anyone.
I know I don't. I'll tell you right now. I do not. I do not do well with it at all. So
I think I might be out of questions for you. I might ask you about your jiu-jitsu, actually, just out of curiosity.
I'm a black belt on the ground under John Salter. I'm trying to do a I'm trying to get into RAF, RAF, and I'm trying to get into the I think that Russian jiu-jitsu thing they got going on. Armin's in there too. I think it's ACBCC or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that. I won't do just like any jiu-jitsu tournament. It has to be like something like that. I'm not going to just go and do a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Who would be your perfect dance partner if you was going to do that? Who would you love to throw around?
Jiu-jitsu? Bo Nickel.
Big man Bo.
Uh, I'm better at jiu-jitsu than he is.
Yeah.
And I
Call him
know and
out.
I know
Call him out. Let's have it. Let's have
and
the
I
call
know it.
out.
Yeah. I'll do it. If it's just wrestling, he gonna mop the floor with my ass just wrestling. But jiu-jitsu, nah. Only when we fought each other, only reason why we submitted, only reason why he was able to submit me, because he was trying to do it for a long time and he couldn't, he wasn't even doing it right. And I was just sitting there looking like I'm thinking the referee's gonna stop it for the knee to the balls. So I'm looking at the ref like, hey, I'm like trying to argue with the ref about it. And you see, if you look at the fight, he's trying to do the submission for the longest time. If that had been me on him, he would tap immediately. Like it would have been no time. But you know,
Do you think
jiu-jitsu,
do you think American wrestling's gone down a little bit? In the sense of, I can only compare it to the UFC and using it in the UFC, but you're seeing like a lot of, Khabib back in the day, Islam, Chimaev right now. These American guys, like, they can't seem to compete wrestling wise.
I don't think it's that. I just think like I think Bo is probably a better wrestler than Chimaev. But a lot of American guys are not focusing on wrestling. They focus on MMA.
Mm.
They're coming in, Chimaev coming in. That's all he doing. That's all he doing is wrestling. And the American guys, they're not focusing on that. They focus on MMA, I think.
Yeah.
I think and Chimaev has real good MMA wrestling. He's good, real good MMA wrestling. Um, uh,
How do you stop Chimaev? That's my question. Everyone I see, I'm just like, how do you stop this guy?
knee to the face. You got to bit of timing. You need like some Conor McGregor precision. You gonna have to time it in like Israel. Israel in his prime, Israel could stop him. Israel could stop him. Alex Pereira could stop him. But they gotta really time it. Because if they don't, and he gets them down, neither one of those guys are getting up.
Mm.
They don't have the wrestling to get up.
Do you think Sean Strickland gets smashed?
I ain't never seen Sean Strickland get held down. I ain't never seen. I like Sean Strickland. I like him. I like Sean Strickland. That's somebody I wish I would have been training with. Yeah, Sean Strickland winning that fight.
Yeah.
And you know what? He shouldn't have beat Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker's the best at that weight class. Robert Whitaker should have beat him. It's because of the mouth guard and where he was choking him at. The mouth guard pushed his teeth back. That's why he tapped. Otherwise, he wasn't getting that submission. If they were to fight again, I'm telling you, Whitaker. Whitaker.
Bold statement. I agree with you though, because I love
I got Whitaker.
I love him. I love Robert Whitaker. Like,
I
it's a
think Whitaker would
shame.
beat the girls.
It's a shame that it ended so
a
quick.
wild thing that happened. It was a wild thing that happened. Like that's never happened to nobody. There was a wild thing that happened. A once in a lifetime thing that happened. They fight again, that shit don't happen again. I think Whitaker beats him. And I ain't hating on Jemai. I don't hate on no fighter. I think all fighters are good. I like everybody. I like Bo Nickel. I like him too. I just don't think he can beat me in jiu-jitsu, but it's just it's what it is. I like Bo. I like all of them, but I think Chamaya, I just don't like the whole grabbing the motherfucker all day. But at the same time, they did better. They're doing better than I did. So I mean, I can't talk shit about it. They did better than me. I like all of them, but what I'm speaking as is not as a fighter point. I'm speaking in the terms of a spectator now. So I'm not speaking as like Jamie Pickett, Nightwolf. I'm not speaking as Nightwolf. I'm speaking as like just Jamie Pickett as a ex-athlete who used to do this. I'm a spectator, and I would like to see you mix it up. It's mixed martial arts. But if that's what you're good at, by all means, you want to hold on to somebody, do it. But it's fucking boring. Okay, I mean that's just I know what you're doing. I get it, but it's boring,
Mm.
and nobody wants to see the common spectators in the UFC. They're not trying to watch you hump this motherfucker on the ground all day. They want to see somebody get punched in the face a lot. And I get it. I get it. I was a fighter. I get it. But I'm just telling you like it is. Ain't nobody trying to see this shit.
It's like if you want to do wrestling, just go do wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I get it. That's his way of winning. And he's doing a good job at it. They all doing a good job. I think all of them doing a good job, man. I like all of them. But I'm telling you what I want to see. And I haven't even been watching fights lately. I don't even watch. I don't even watch them that much. When I do watch them, I'm like, like this is what's going on. I end up turning.
Be like that, please, just
Yeah.
someone punch someone in the head.
Yes. Right. I want to see somebody get kicked. I like seeing people get slammed and held down, but taking a beating. If you're on the ground, beat him the fuck up. If you're on the ground, beat him up. I don't care. You can hump him all day. Good. You can hold him down. That's great. Can you punch him while you're down there? you
Can you do something other than just
do
hugging
something.
him?
Just hold him down the whole time. But you're great. I don't know, but it is what it is.
Cool. I'm happy. Is there anything you want to add or cover by any chance? Anything you want to chuck in, mention, shout out? The floor's yours.
Oh no, man. That's pretty much it for me. Thanks for having me on your show, man. And hopefully I come back again.
Right, I have got an idea, so I will end the recording and then we'll chat off stream, off recording. But yeah, it sounds good to me. So thank you for coming on.
Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Peace.